What's your baseball philosophy? What got you so far?
Wow. I've just been a big, firm believer in, go out every day and work hard and give it all you have, and just, never take no for an answer, and just keep working at my game in all assets and all aspects, and just hopefully continue to play the next day.
As far as hitting, do you have one style for each pitcher, or do you have like one basic style for everybody?
I mean, obviously, your swing is the same. It shouldn't be any different. It doesn't matter who's pitching. It's all about timing and rhythm, and you just try and keep your mechanics the same with every pitcher that comes out to the plate. And you got to know what types of pitches they're throwing, which is going to help you, pick up spin and things like that.
A lot of first-round draft picks they talk about all the time. They're in the newspaper, and a lot of them make it to major leagues. Everybody's got a lot of talent. Some of them are getting passed up by the guys drafted in the 50th round. Why does that happen?
Well, I mean, it can happen for a number of reasons. It's all about being in the right place at the right time and getting the opportunity. Take a first rounder, for example. They're going to get a lot more opportunities than somebody in the 50th round. But you take a guy that's in the 50th round with a lot of talent that progresses later on in his life, later on in his career, and he's in the right place at the right time. When things happen and he just continues to put up numbers, he's going to get a chance.
Now, spring training, every team brings in more guys to compete with you at the major league level. How do you approach that?
You just believe in your ability, and those things are out of your control. Whether there's somebody behind you, ahead of you, coming up, you can't really think about that. All you can think about is when your name's in the lineup, giving it your best at that time, and hope that at the end of the day you come out with a good game, and that you continually put up good numbers and get a chance to stick around and have a job.
Now, I talk about baseball being a failure sport, and especially in the major leagues and professional baseball, you're up and down the organization, there's injuries and stuff like that. Was there ever a time that you wanted to give up baseball?
No. I mean, I had injuries. In 2009 I missed the entire year with a shoulder injury, and there was thoughts in my mind of, okay, this might be it, I might be done, but you can take those one of two ways. You can say, okay, yeah, I'm done, and I'm just going to move on with my life, which is great. The guys that make that decision, that's completely up to them and their family. And just for me and my family, we decided that, let's give it one more chance and just continue to work hard and to go through it.
What got you through that part?
Just the motivation of, this is my one chance. This isn't something that I can just, maybe in 5 years from now I'll come back. You get one opportunity in this game, and you gotta give it your all, and you gotta stick with it. It's not an easy life. It's not all fairy tales like people believe it is. And for me, it was just the motivation of, I know I can play this game, and I know I can play at the highest level, and I'm just going to continue to work to get to that point.
Now, what are some of the things about professional baseball you learned the hard way that nobody told you about before you started?
I don't think people realize how many guys there are in each organization. And, there's 40 people drafted every year, but that doesn't count the 30-plus international signings every year. So there's continually turnover, and it goes quick. And, that's a mad realization, right? When you get to your first spring training and you see how many people are ahead of you, and it can be daunting, and you can, like with anything else, take it one of two ways: as motivation or as a, oh my goodness, what's going on?
Now, once you signed a pro contract, obviously you're a professional baseball player. Was there a time before that in your life that it dawned on you that you were going to play professional baseball?
In college, I kind of had an idea that, hey, maybe I'll have a chance to play professionally. I didn't know anything about, didn't know if I could, didn't know if I was good enough, but I knew I was pretty good in college, and I thought, maybe there's a chance I could do this. And you just never know how good that many players are. Whether you're playing at a Division I school or you're playing at a small NAI school like I did, or you're playing against a lot of good players, but it's such a small spectrum of players, and there's so many players around the world and in this country that are really good at baseball, and you just got to, look at it one day at a time by yourself, and that's it.
Now, do you read the scouting reports, or Baseball America may list you, or what people say about you?
I try not to. Baseball America and other things are great tools for people who want to learn what's going on in professional baseball and other things, and what the media wants to say about you and stuff. It's all good. It's all there for a good reason and a good purpose. But as far as it goes for myself as a player, I don't want to know what the scouting report is on me. I don't want to know what other teams think about me. I don't want to know what Baseball America thinks about me or anything like that. So I try not to read into that stuff.
Does mom and dad call you and say, "Hey, guess what I read about you"?
No, not really. They're pretty good about that. And, there's good things and bad things that get written about you, which is all merited. But you just try not to. You try and separate yourself from that.
What the fans, people yelling and screaming at you? How do you handle that?
If it's entertaining, it's pretty good, But when fans are there to be fans, and that's the reason, we love the fans. They come to watch us play. It gives us a job, and we're appreciative of all of them. And if some of them come and they heckle, as long as they don't get personal and say things that shouldn't be said, then there's really no problem with it. There's some people that cross the line, and it's we do take offense to that. I mean, we're people too, and some people cross the line, but if they're not crossing the line, it's all good fun.
How about the umpires, especially being a catcher? How do you handle the umpires?
Just have a relationship with them. They're humans, they're people just like we are, and they're good at their job, which is why they have a job. And are they going to miss calls? Of course. Or are there going to be borderline calls that you think should have gone our way? Of course, they're human, and you just have to realize that that they're a person too. And especially being a catcher, you get fortunate enough to get to know the umpires a little bit, and that helps. Just to get to know that they're trying to make it to the big leagues just like we are, or that's their job just like it's our job. You're going to disagree at times, and they know that, and we know that, and it's a relationship, not necessarily just the battle that it seems to appear.
How about high school kids? If some high school kid wanted to talk to you about professional baseball, what would you tell him?
I'd tell him it's a dream. It's something that if you want it, if you want it bad enough, you can get it. Obviously you have to have talent. Obviously you have to be a really good ball player, but at the same time, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to tell you you're not good enough over the course of your career, and you just have to ignore those people and say, you know what, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. And my advice to high school players that want to play professionally is get good grades, because you have to be something pretty special. You drafted out of high school, and in order to play professionally, you got to go on and play college ball. If you're not fortunate enough to be one of the people that go out of high school, and that's the biggest thing is and take advantage of it, because while you get to play a sport that you love, you get to go to school and get an education.